Hello everyone, Fluffy here. Um, finally back with another mukbang, but it's kind of a mukbang slash tasting because while I've had some of these items before, my daughter bought me some new items that I'd never tried before, so I'll be doing those on camera today. So what it is, and I was going to do it late last night, and when I first got up this morning, but I don't normally eat that early in the morning. Even 10:30 is kind of early. I've done two breakfast mukbangs and they were around this time, and I just couldn't see myself eating this at 7 o'clock in the morning. Although when I was nights, I did eat some bizarre breakfast stuff. So uh, let's get going. What I have here is we're going to be doing sardines. I love sardines. I don't know how y'all feel about sardines. I've always liked sardines. And again, that comes from my daddy liking sardines and me wanting to be like him as far as stuff he did, stuff he ate. We fished with him and camped with him. And so sardines were like his ultimate favorite. My mother always made sure she had at least one can uh, in the cupboard. And it was one of the items that when he did 2 tours in Vietnam, and she was constantly sending him packages. And we just talked about that to the family recently about always seeing a box on my mom's foot of her bed because she was constantly sending him care packages to Vietnam. And it was funny when he told the stories. I'll get to the food in just a second. That thought came into my head. Um, he would tell us stories that in Vietnam, when he would get the packages, it would be, all over the camp that he had uh, a package and they would all gather around to see what she would pack him. And of course, the canned tamales was one of them, and that's how he got introduced because anything she could find in a can, she sent him, so it would ship. And if I find them, I love them dearly, and it's hard to find them anymore. And I haven't really actually looked to see if I could find them in years. And they were canned ham patties, like breakfast ham patties. They were canned ham patties, and she used to send them to him too. So, and sardines definitely went into the package. So, socks, she was constantly sending them man socks. The first I wanted to try, this is the one that I really want to do the tasting on. Um, it's by Bumblebee. I know they do tuna. Can you see that? Fillets in oil smoked salmon fillets. Now, how do you do that? I thought salmons were like ginormous, like tuna. I was surprised at how big fresh tuna is. So I've never had this before, and so this is what we're going to start off with. And if it's like a total fail, then we will be setting it off to the side. Before I open that, I have some crackers. What I also have is minced onions. It's finely diced onions. I always like fresh onion on my all my sardines, so I thought I'd mix a couple of those up. Sorry if that's really loud. I noticed my first video. I've got a new laptop, and the reason for that, and I'm not going to be able to show you. I'm just going to have to reach for the crackers, y'all. Maybe I'll just put two here so you know what kind of crackers I'm eating. Um, what was I saying? Oh, new laptop. It's really tiny. It doesn't have a lot of memory, but the laptop that I was using um, is from Aaron's. We never really had a whole lot of cash just go out and buy a laptop, and uh, we're really horrible with credit cards. I'm admittedly horrible with credit cards, so never really had to put on a credit card. So Aaron's, you make payments, and under the circumstances, I've really got to reduce bills because I'm down on my disability and my daughter does help, but um, so that will be going back. And my daughter had bought this when she was when she was out of town on business. I guess one of the other people wanted to sell it, and she said you could tell it never really got used. And when the person who bought it realized there's not a lot of memory to it, it's real small. So this is only the second time I'm filming, trying to get angles right and everything. So everything's in view is going to be a challenge. So forgive me if things are a little off. But she was really sweet. She goes, "Here, Mom, use this." I said, "Okay." And so I had already paid for this month's rental. So um, in January, it'll be going back, and that'll just save me some money. And she doesn't mind me using this. And what I use it for, Facebook and YouTube. I mean, oh, I just spilled the juice, but at least it was spilled on the All right, I don't need it to smell like a fisherman's campsite, so I got to be real careful with these juices. Right. This is what it looks like here. I took the pickles out because it was in a jar. You see, it was in here like I normally do. Ooh, mm, mm. You just pour the juice in there because I don't want to spill this on, especially a brand new laptop. I guess it looks like what they did was they called it a fillet, but they took part of the salmon and just cut it down because we all know salmons are huge. Okay, that's what they look like. Now, like I said, it's weird because I'm a hypocrite because I was saying to my daughter, I don't normally like salmon because it's real greasy tasting, real oily tasting, even when it's fresh and you bake it or whatever. I had just always seen it as, man, I'm gonna have cats around the house. What a messy person to eat. Uh, so, in which I'm looking at her going, well, that's a hypocrite because I eat sardines in oil. Hello. So let me put a few onions on here. My daughter insisted I eat the tomatoes. Mom, get your veggies. And then she wanted me to have a pear. She told me something else to cut up with it. I said, no, that was sardines. Well, at least eat a pear. So I had a pear like at 7 o'clock this morning. I just can't think of pear and sardines. I just can't do it. So let's give it a taste. What about y'all? How many of y'all like these sardines in cans? Maybe you can do the salmon. Well, Mr. Man, no. No. You know better. I know. It smells really good. Maybe I'll put some of that juice on your food later, okay? Mogi, when you first put it in your mouth, your nose gets your nose kind of gets the smell of the inside of the can. So your first bite, that's what you taste. But after that, you get salmon. And it's not bad. It doesn't taste oily. What came out of it looked more like juice instead of oil. I don't know if you see that. See the juice, more juice. It says in oil though. Salmon. I like lox. The smoked salmon that's lox. Another greasy. I don't know. I'm stupid. Disregard. Oh, he looks so mad at me now. The other one, Sheba, she was like sniffing the air. This one was definitely. I think I would eat this again. Like I said, if you get it, don't go by your initial first bite in your mouth because for me, almost I kind of smelt/tasted the tin can, or whatever metal can this is. But now I don't. So I think what I find fascinating about sardines is that people don't take the bones out, manufacture them, and it's okay. Or they crunch in your mouth. I guess it's a texture thing. See, I have a pickle with something else in my mouth. It doesn't pickle me. Are you looking for the fish? Chito? Uh, Let me see what the temp is. It's 34 degrees here in Texas. Um, so believe it or not. So believe it or not. Now, I always tell y'all that I want to be prepared for y'all, and then I'm not. Okay, why does not go? And then I don't. Let's see. I'm trying to find. I'm sorry, it's a lot of dead time. Maybe I'll edit this out. But somebody asked me about Dr. Saint Amand's book because when you go on the protocol, and there's so many, y'all, I'll just have to wait. And I promise. Well, I can't promise because me and my brain. I will definitely try to pull the book up and get the right one because I pulled his name up and I even put his book on the protocol, and there's several, and I can't hardly read it on my phone. So, um, but it's about the protocol I was talking about and being on the guaifenesin, which is the active ingredient of Mucinex. Well, a couple of y'all were asking about the book. It's Saint Amand, Amand, I think. Facebook has a page. It's called the Guaifenesin Protocol, and there's a lot of questions that can get answered on that page. I stalk it because I like the questions and answers that are given, not necessarily about the protocol, even though I'm chicken and I don't go on the protocol. I'm almost just a lot. Oh, I was pregnant with my daughter right afterwards. Just 1 year, my teeth just started falling apart, my molars. And I can't get a partial because part of the tooth below the gum line, they're still there. And I know it's going to take oral surgery to get that all out. Again, Lala. But now it's no money, no insurance. But um, so I've got a couple of molars left in the back and one at the top, and one of them is cracked. So now every time I eat something hard like the crackers, it gets in there, and I don't want to spend half my time digging in my teeth. So that is going to present a problem moving forward with these mukbangs. The salmon is a little dry to pieces, and I guess I'm used to the nice slippery sardines. Drier than plain tuna, because I find big chunks of tuna a little dry, which is why I don't eat it unless it's in like tuna salad with mayo and stuff. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give these a 7. Simply so you can kind of tell when I flake it, it's really kind of got onion on there, but really kind of dry looking. I mean, that looks nice and thingy, but when you taste it, so my daughter got up kind of early this morning and 4 a.m. and her dog like barks every time the wind blows. So they were out back barking. Remember, I told you I have the convenience store behind the house. Our yard, a wooden fence, and then the concrete. I mean, I could probably throw a ball and hit the side of the building. I don't know what time they open up. I do know they shut down. When they first opened up, when we first moved in here, they were getting robbed all the time. The neighbor's yard is more in a direct line of the front door of the convenience store. So they would hop their fence all the time. Now it's not so much. Maybe because they're closing down earlier. I think they're closed by midnight. Anyway, there's a lot of traffic, so the dogs just go ballistic. Oh, that woke her all the way up. Mm, I just have ice water. I've been, well, hello. I've got a mouth, no holes. Um, I've been doing real good. Most days I only have like one soda a day. Like I said, my daughter is trying to get me more healthy. But most of the time, I can't say that I've only done one soda every day. Sometimes I fudge and have two. Um, but I'm doing better. Y'all's well wishes have really helped. I really appreciate that. I can't tell you. I'll be on the computer and I'll be smiling. My daughter will look over and go, "Are you reading comments again?" Yes. Sorry, I got behind y'all. I saw several more today, and I read them, but I just need to comment on them. Yeah, I got a really cool viewer base. Y'all are so cool. I watch other people's videos and the comments that they get, and I'm not sure everybody thinks their subbies are the best, but I don't know. It's just something about y'all. I know it's y'all because a lot of y'all are also subscribed to Martin Nicky. Hope y'all went over to check out his channel if you hadn't yet. Martin Nicky, Martin, and then Ikki. So the N in Martin is also the N used for Nikki and Ikki. Sending prayers and well wishes. His grandma died. His great grandma. Anyway, I see your comments, and I know you're my subbies too, and so it's y'all because y'all leave him loving comments and stuff. Y'all are just like super cool like that. Okay, so I decided this was a 7. All right, I got 4 more, and I'm not going to eat all of these. I mean, I can be hungry, but I can't even do it. I may do 2 or 3, like that one, plus either 1 more or 2 more, depending on how the next one fills me up. But I've got a choice, and I wish this was live so y'all could tell me. I've got in soybean oil and hot green chilies. I've never had this one, so I might. In Louisiana hot sauce. I really have to be in the mood for like buffalo sauce or hot sauce. And like I don't like Tabasco; it's too vinegary. I'm more of a oh my god, I did that yesterday. How rude! Sorry, Cholula, things like that aren't that vinegary. So I'm not sure about this one, but I'm kind of curious. And then we just have the regular sardines. This one's in lemon sauce. I'm not sure how I like that one. I'm one of these weird people that I really don't need my fish or shrimp or lobster to have one good lemon squeeze on there. I just find that to be off-putting. And then sardines in oil, just your everyday sardines. I know what these taste like. I love these. I'll save those for another day. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll try the soybean oil and green chilies, and then I'll have to decide between the lemon sauce and the hot sauce if I can eat another one. Um, I mean, it seems like, oh my God, you ate 3 cans. It's not a lot in there. You know what I mean? Have y'all had these before? They're really not, but that salmon was very filling. It was a very dense fish. So, did I show it to you? Is it gonna spill? Yeah, it's gonna spill. Um, I should have. Okay, I can show it this way because I'm wanting to drain it anyway. You see the. So sorry about that. I meant to show you. Y'all remember? I mean, gosh, golly gee whiz. Um, when treat or spam and even um, shortening had those can keys. Do you remember that where you rolled it like that? You see it on cartoons all the time now. Oh my God. Woo! These are more stinky than the salmon. Of course, these are sardines, and that was salmon. Hello, they're fluffy. Okay, this is what they look like. You see the green chilies. Okay, I'm gonna scrub my hands like. Does that look good to y'all? There's that texture of the bones I was talking about. I'll dip this juice everywhere. This juice is on my crackers. Mm. Got a little bite to it. It's burning. Not bad. It's already gone. That hasn't changed, y'all. Y'all still haven't heard from Betty. I'm a little concerned for her. She's okay. I really am. I really do hope she's okay. I can't remember. I'll have to go back to some of my comments. I think she said that she wasn't feeling well. That's what she was telling me in the comments, I think. Not sure. Now I'm more especially worried because I'm remembering. I think she said she wasn't feeling well. So, y'all send her positive vibes. Mm. Sardines, sardines. My daughter can't stand them. My wife can't stand them either. I would have to eat them when she was in bed. She was smell sensitive. That's gonna be hard, y'all. Finding stories that don't involve her. But I was mad at me, see. See, don't be mad. Don't be mad. A cracker? Like, I don't want that. I want that fishy stuff. All right, sheep. I'm gonna toss one to you, sheeps. There you go. Don't worry, you got the same. She got the same thing you did. Sorry, excuse me. Cracker. I'm not eating any of those on camera. It's not bad. I got that initial heat in the back of my throat when I first bit into it. It's a little bit on the tip of my tongue, but not overly hot. These are regular sardines, so I would probably give these a Sheba. I can't put this in the box. It's got sardine juice on it. You probably love this one. Well, don't sniff it for 8 hours. I told you. No. I think she really did get something in the backyard she didn't want to eat. And now, the last few months, she's been real picky. Before she puts something in her mouth that we give her, she like smells it for like it seems forever. Would you eat it, boo boo? Would you like another one? Mama can't eat these. Not on TV, even TV. Mm. PewDiePie. He's going through some drama. I'd heard him off and on the vegan drama videos. He's a gamer and something else, and I guess I didn't know. Um, YouTube has kind of changed their policies or something. I mean, it hasn't affected my channel that people doing excessive cussing or whatever are not going to get paid or something. I never got notifications, so I don't know if it affects, you have to have a certain minimum of viewers or subscribers in order to get those emails. But apparently, something about they're taking away subscribers, they're unsubscribing people and not doing the video notification, which to me that's not a big deal. I know sometimes I don't get notification of some of the YouTubers I follow, but then I follow them, so I'll go and search for it. You know what I mean? So the fact that I don't get notified, if y'all don't get notified, I'm sure you look for me, so I don't really sweat that. But apparently it was enough for him to make a big stink that Facebook caught onto it, and I guess in protest, because I think that YouTube, Google, gets paid when we get paid. Like a bunch of ads run, they get a certain percentage. So PewDiePie said that. I didn't read the whole article, but basically when he reaches 50,000 subscribers, he's gonna take down his channel. And according to the article, this guy makes billions. So I don't know. I'm like, wow. I don't know what I'd do with 50,000 subscribers. Simon and Martina have like over 1 million. But they're real cool people. She's got a chronic illness where she's in pain a lot of the times, and something about her shoulders and all her joints dislocate at some point. Real shame, but she doesn't let that get her down. I give her 1 million cool points for that. Learned a lot about Korean food from them. Hey, this scared the crap out of me, y'all. Well, put y'all on hold for just a second. My nephew got a hold of a friend who sells firewood by the truckload, and we had ordered a truckload to come in today, and they never said what time. So the dogs are barking. I'm hoping it's the wife without telling me she was coming. So I'm put you on hold. I'll be right back. Hopefully I can get the same camera angle and everything. Okay, be right back. Okay, it was neither, so I don't know what the hell the dogs heard. So this green chili sardines, I ate it all. Out of a 1 to 10, definitely give it a 10 because I like spicy stuff. I like spicy stuff. Now, I can eat one more can, uh, and then I'll stop it at that. But now I don't know whether I should do the lemon sauce. Let me show you the container before I You get all stupid and spill stuff. And thank God I didn't get it on the laptop. And then the one in the hot sauce. Barking woke my daughter up, so I'm not happy about that. She got up too early and then took a nap. Let's see. Oh, okay, I'm going to do the one in the lemon sauce because I just had the jalapenos and it's still burning on my tongue. So I'm going to save the Tabasco sauce or the Louisiana hot sauce for later. Uh, Tell me which one do you want me to try? Tabasco or the lemon? The lemon. Okay. See, it worked out because that's the one I was going to try. I'm out of tomatoes, but that's okay. As I had to have a real big one, like those steak tomatoes, I guess is what they call them. But the pickles are helping to break some of that oil up, so I'm glad I decided to do that. Oh, I suck at this. What the heck? Now, kind of wish we had those keys. I don't remember ever getting drenched with the keys. Okay. Smell the lemon. It smells really good, like fresh lemon. When you get like sardine oil lemon. I don't know. That's what I smell. Shut up, Mona. No, it's not soda. I don't care. That's what I should have got me when I was over there by the door. God dang it. That's all right. That's all right. I will live. I have my water. It sort of would have cut the oil, but that's okay. Life goes on, right? Here we go. Here we go with lemon. Thank you, kid. I got my soda. I got my soda. And they're cold because they're by the front door. Okay, here we go. Really? It tastes like barbecue sauce. Let me try another one. Initially, I got barbecue sauce with a lemon sauce. Not even dark. Hmm? Not bad. Real subtle lemon. Like I said, I'm not one of those that does that last spritz of fresh lemon on fish. I can live without it. Y'all, did I show a piece like this of the pepper one? I don't know. I can't remember. Not bad. Not bad. Will I buy the lemon one again? Of course, I didn't buy this. My daughter bought it, but that's like the best sound. What else should we talk about? Oh my gosh, y'all. Finally got when I overdid it day before yesterday, moving stuff. Part of what I did was I had a lot of clothes that didn't fit me. Why the hell? I know why. This is pretty and I'll lose weight. Meanwhile, the top was in style, went out of style, came back in style, went back out of style. But I did a lot of purging of that, a lot of old clothes that had stuff piled on top of the mirror dresser that I normally wear because I couldn't put it into the dresser because of all the clothes that I never wore taking up space. Um, I'm such a procrastinator. We're such procrastinators that, and I was like, oh no, I'll do it later. No, no, oh, next chance we get, we're gonna do that. And I was feeling so good. Um, the daughter was doing stuff, and well, I'm trying to get ready for the next phase of everything. So I said, you know what? I can't tell you how many years I've been putting it off. I want to do it. I'm gonna do it. And it wasn't as hard. It wasn't as daunting as I thought it would be. So I found a lot of tops that looked almost brand new because I really hadn't worn but one or two times. So of course now I'm wearing the same shirt 2 days in a row, and it's my old Tigger shirt because that's my favorite Winnie the Pooh character. Oh, Tigger and Pooh. It's all wore out. Oh, I'm getting full, y'all. I don't even know if I can finish all that. Of course, where's that tooth of mine? I had somebody. Remember, I mentioned the PO box yesterday in my video. Well, I had someone comment, and I haven't commented on their comment, and they said it again after again saying something about my PO box. Y'all, that wasn't a mention because I want y'all to send me stuff. Okay, that's not what it is. I said that in the very beginning. If you look at you newbies, if you look at my vlog titled PO box, vlog and PO box or something, people had asked me for the PO box, and so I got one. It was pretty cheap. And someone, there was several of y'all that said, "Hey, I need your PO box. I'm going to get something together for you." And so I would get it, and that's why I don't put the PO box address in my description box of every single video, because I don't want to put any kind of pressure on y'all or to have y'all assume that I want you to send me stuff. That was just certainly for the people that specifically ask. And their comment was, "I know I told you I would get stuff together. Money's been hard. Please don't give up on me. I promise I'll get it out." And it just made me feel like they probably didn't mean it that way, because me, I always over assume stuff. But I wanted to make sure that y'all knew that that's not why I said it. If you can't afford to send me something, by golly, don't send it to me. Trust me, I get that about money. So just, if we're going to do it and you've changed your mind, that's cool. If you wanted to do it and you just can't afford it, totally cool. You get what I'm saying? If you can afford a stamp, a handwritten letter, a handwritten card, or a typed letter, you know, I would love to hear from you. Okay, because send me letters are like a dying art. So when I read it, I started to get worried, like, oh my God, I hope people, that's not what people are thinking, because that's certainly how I didn't mean it. And she probably doesn't even mean it like that. Like I said, I'm probably reading all kinds of things into it because I tend to do that. But that's how important it is to me. Do you need this TV tray? Okay. Um, so I just want to reiterate that a lot. I know it's Christmas time, and hey, that show Two Broke Girls. I'm in my daughter's life right now with Two Broke Girls, so we get it. I'll get this load of wood. We had to talk about it. Can we afford it? Can we do this? And in the long run, we've saved on the electricity bill because we've been using firewood. Although the firewood that we had to buy wasn't cheap because it's the box one from Walmart, but we're getting a truckload of oak already split, delivered for $80. I thought about half a load. I thought about calling yesterday and saying, "Hey, tell my nephew, can you ask your friend can he only just send us half a truckload? Would he split a load for only $40? Because I don't want to be stuck with all that firewood because it doesn't really stay that cold that long in Texas. But as fast as this wood's burning, I think we do need it so we don't have to worry. And the cost of that truckload will ultimately be cheaper than the cost of running the heater so high. Because house is like 1,800 square feet. It's a pretty big house, 4 bedrooms. So any way to save money, right? Well, yeah, I need the crackers on thing because I'm not gonna pick my teeth through the whole video. Ate 2 3/4 of sardines. I probably will pick at this once the camera's off. We had a 40-minute video. My gracious. I told y'all I can talk. 3 cans of sardines and 40 minutes. So, Sheba get. So, some of y'all were asking to maybe have my daughter do a mukbang with me and do a tasting with me. And, I'd have a better chance of getting Besito to speak. And I told y'all I would ask her, and so I'm saying this as she's sitting across the room, and I got the look that I expected to get. So, um, no pressure. She has a right to feel the way she feels about these videos. That's cool. But she does. She has been the one to push me. Mom, they want to hear from you. You really need to do, a mukbang. And I said, well, let me start off with the vlog, and that kind of got me hungry for it again, lit the fire again. And your well wishes have certainly helped when I got so many views so quickly on the last video. And she's like, see, Mom, they care about you and they want to hear from you. So she does support me in that, even though she doesn't understand how people can watch somebody else eat. But I think for this channel, eating is the secondary and the mukbang, that should be primary. But unless it's chicken in the rain in the car, the eating is secondary. But so I hope you enjoyed this lemon one. She's sitting right here, so I don't really want to hurt her feelings. Would I ask her to buy it again? No, I'm not really a lemon saucy person. She is. It wasn't bad. It's just not something I would eat. And maybe if it were the first thing that I tried, I might could because this is 3 cans in. So I'm just not a fan of like lemon. I'm one of those weird people. I probably wouldn't squirt lemon on a Food Network challenge. And the judges would diss me because they all want that. What do they call it? The acid. You need acid when you eat fish. No, not everybody. Not me. Anyway, little man, you gonna say hi? Yeah, they missed you too. Yeah, yeah. You're looking over there, huh? You think she's gonna give you some? You're sadly mistaken. Ain't gonna happen unless you want a pickle, and I bet you don't. Anyway, that concludes the taste testing. Um, God bless everyone. Positive vibes out to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the well wishes and the positive vibes. I certainly do feel it. Y'all take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.